Hello, third grade. So last week in English, we were talking about irregular verbs, and I had made this really nice chart for you. This week, we're going to scoot over here, and we're going to do more irregular verbs. I know you're so excited about it. I know some of you probably really aren't. I'm just being smart. Okay, so I did some, so I made this nice chart, and I just did a couple examples of some new ones. If you want to follow along, this chart's actually, I took just a few words from, this is workbook page 89. So you're going to do 89 and 90 this week with more irregular verbs. And just a reminder that your irregular verbs do not follow the regular rules when you are forming past tense or when they're being written with have, had, or has before it. And remember, these ones are helping verbs. Okay, so if you're on page 89, you'll see this nice little chart. So we have the verb go. Present tense would be go or goes. She goes to the store. Past tense, and I just abbreviated just for lack of room up here. I'm sorry, I guess I should turn my screen so you can see. Sorry about that. Past tense would be went. She went to the store. And then your verbs with have, had, or has before it would be gone. So see the different forms of go, and it's really, you have to just think about how the sentence is being read. So when you're reading the sentence, how it's being used in that sentence to determine. This is just something you have to eventually learn, and you'll get lots of practice when you get to 4th and 5th grade. This is just an introduction, and I'm sure that you had a basic introduction last year. I don't know, I wasn't here. So, but you just, when you read the sentence, you'll understand what makes sense, what doesn't sound right. But you have to kind of go back and be detectives when you're looking at the sentence. And see, well, she said it happened last week, so that would be in the past. You know, you have to kind of be a detective about that. Another word, do. The verb is do. Present tense would be do or does. Past tense, did. Verbs with have, had, or has before would be done. So, has done. She has done her homework. Okay? The verb run. Present tense would be run or runs. Past tense would be ran. Verbs with this before it would be run. And the same with sing. So let's go ahead and turn to page 89 if you're not already there. And I'll just do a couple with you. And then page 90 will be just practice of what we just did. Okay? So in the first set of directions under guided practice, it says to underline the correct verb twice. So let's read it. The player blank swiftly around the bases. The player runned swiftly around the bases or ran swiftly around the bases. Obviously, ran is your answer. It just makes more sense. You do not have a helping verb, so we know it would not be this one. And it doesn't give you any other option that works, so that's the correct answer. Let's do number 2 just to make sure. The crowd has sung the national anthem, or the crowd has sang the national anthem. Remember to use your chart on the top as your key to help you. Obviously, the crowd has would be in the past tense because there's a helping verb in front of it as well. So the crowd has sung the national anthem. Underline it twice. Make sure you're doing these and following the directions, because I know a couple of you last week only did that. You did the sheet, but then the directions, you didn't completely follow them. I know I gave I won't mention any names, but I know I gave someone an extra shot at doing it, and then I gave full credit. It's not a big deal, but remember, in school, that's part of what we look for as teachers is that you are listening and you are following the directions. You're a big third grader, almost fourth graders. How did this even happen? But you should know that, okay? Next set of directions. Read each pair of sentences and then fill in the circle next to the sentence with the correct verb. So let's do number 5 together. Kathy come to Ginger's house. Kathy has come to Ginger's house. I hope that you hear a difference. Obviously, the second one makes more sense. Has come, if you're using come in that tense, you need to have that helping verb right in front of it. So the second one is what you mark, okay? Any questions, please email me or shoot me a little Google chat. I am more than happy to help you. Anytime between usually like 8 and 3 is when I'm on the computer the most. I do try to check in the evenings once or twice and answer, but I may not answer you till the next morning. But I do try to check, okay? So go ahead and finish 89 and then go ahead and complete page 90, and I'll meet you here again soon.